Hi everyone, welcome back to our Hygiene Passport Test preparation series. In this video, we are going to discuss about more true and false questions. If I tell you one important thing, please watch my previous videos as well because they also contain a lot of important points regarding this hygiene passport test questions. Um, let's start our today's session. If you want, you can pause this video and take a small time to think about the correct answer before I show it to you from the video. And I'm sure it will really helpful you to remember more points while watching. Um, Here comes our first question in this video. It is food processing employees can use wedding rings while handling easily perishable foods. True or false? This is false. Because in Finland, any of food related worker cannot use any kind of jewelry while working with the food stuff. If reasoning it, although a person with a ring wash his or her hand really well, there is still chance to contain a lot of bacteria like microbes inside that ring. So it can be not good to handling especially easily perishable food items because those microbes can easily spread into the foods while working. So this should not be allowed for a food worker in the industry. So claim number 1 is wrong. Here comes your claim number 2. The question is raw milk is not suitable for people with a weakened immune system. Is this true or false? This is true because raw milk is containing large number of microbes. There can be some harmful and pathogenic microbes as well because raw milk is not a pasteurized milk, and hence people who are sick or people who have weakened immune system due to some reason have not consumed raw milk because there are a lot of chance to get infected with Escherichia coli, Listeria, and Salmonella like bacteria when it's not a pasteurized milk. So this statement is true. Question number 3 is the cleanliness of waste rooms are not essential for hygiene because only waste is stored in those rooms. Is this right or wrong? Yes, this is wrong because waste rooms are also a part of food production area and it means it should be clean and organized properly because while working a lot of food workers can go inside this waste room in order to do their stuff like put waste into the waste bin. So there will be a contamination risk if waste rooms are dirty. So this statement is wrong. Claim number 4. The question is Earth can contain lots of food poisoning bacteria. True or false? Yes, this is true because we know bacteria can live in a wide range of environmental conditions, including extreme situations, and Clostridium bacillus cereus like harmful bacteria are widely available in the earth. So, especially when dealing with earthy vegetables, they should be handled separately due to this reason, because if not, it can be a reason for contamination to other food products as well. Hence, this statement is true. Yes, Earth has lot of food poisoning bacteria. Claim number 5. The question is, minced meat can be sold on the day of production and the day after that. Is this true or false? Yes, this is true because the maximum selling time for minced meat is 2 days, including the day of production. Claim number 6. Hand washing areas must be cleaned regularly. True or false? This is true. If the hand washing area stays dirty, it may be a risk for food poisoning and to the hand hygiene. So, hand washing area must be cleaned regularly in a food production area. Next, here comes the next question. Working surfaces must be dried properly after cleaning. Is this true or false? Yes, it's true because harmful microbes can easily grow and reproduce on a wet surface. Therefore, we have to dry each and every well cleaned surfaces before use it once again. And this practice can minimize the risk of growing harmful microbes on those working surfaces. Claim number 8. The shelf life of spices can be prolonged by radiation. True or false? Yes, this is true. Radiation is a kind of treatment that we can use with different food items like heat treatment, because this radiation process also have a effect on microbes that can be a harm to some kind of food items. Therefore, including spices and pastries like foods, we can use this radiation process in order to destroy their spoilage microbes and enhance their shelf life. Therefore, claim number 8 is true. Claim number 9. Food that is being served cold must have its temperature measured and marked down. Is this true or false? Yes, this is true. Temperature measurement of the foods is a very important step in on-check plan in a food production area. So all the measurements have to be marked on the logs and keep until 1 year time period as records. In any case, then we can use this record to clarify the different situation. Hence, this statement is true. Here comes claim number 10. The question is, food products stored in protective gas do not need to be stored in the cold. True or false? This is false because Protective gas can protect the food surfaces from getting dried, and it can give a protection against to enzymatic darkening as well, but products still need to be stored at the cold or it's needed desirable temperature conditions, although they are in a protective gas package, because these gas are mainly effect to the prevention of enzymatic darkening and prevent the food items getting dried. So we have to store these gas packed food items at their correct temperature conditions. Claim number 11. The question is, chefs are needed to have a hygiene passport even if their employment is not permanent. Right or wrong? This is true. Chefs are usually handled easily perishable foods during their work responsibilities, so they are included in the workers group who need hygiene passport in order to continue their works in Finland. In that case, each chef should get this passport within the first 3 months of their working in a food-related industry. Based on the permanent or temporary employment contract, it will not vary. They should have this passport. Claim number 12. Question is, an employee on antibiotics cannot spread food poisoning causing microbes. True or false? This is false, because an employee who is using antibiotic is also not free from all food poisoning microbes, which can be available on the skin, mucosa, or in their intestines, because antibiotics cannot act against all kind of microbes. In that case, a person who is using antibiotics also have the ability to spread harmful microbes while doing their food related work in their workplaces. So based on that points, this statement should be wrong. Claim number 13. On-check plan is always a task of employees and supervisors. Is this true or false? This is false. Working according to the on-check plan itself is the responsibility of everybody in the company, not only the employees and supervisors, but supervisors can be responsible persons to make sure all employees know the on-check plan and its procedures well. But it doesn't say that it's only a responsibility of employees and supervisors. It should be everyone's responsibility in an organization. Therefore, this statement is false. Molds can produce dangerous toxin in the food products. True or false? Yes, this is true, because hazardous toxins like mycotoxins, alpha toxins are produced by this group of microbes, molds. Therefore, when a food is heating, sometimes these toxins cannot be eliminated from a food products, so they are having such a strong effect in a food. Hence, foods contaminated with mold toxins never be consumed. It will be dangerous to our health. So, claim number 14 is true. Molds can produce dangerous toxins. Here comes our last question for today's video. Using food that has been served at a buffet table as an ingredient for preparing new food increases the risk of food poisoning. Is this true and or false? Yes, this is true because foods on a buffet table are mostly stay like in the room temperature and customers are taking these foods by themselves. So the chance to grow harmful microbes is easy within that kind of conditions. Therefore, that food must not be used again for making any other kind of new food that be served later. Based on that, claim number 15 is true. It can be a reason to increase the risk of food poisoning. Okay, now we are coming to the end of today's session. So thank you very much for watching this video, and if you found this video helpful to you, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification button as well, because then you will be the first one to know when our next session is out. Until then, keep learning and stay safe. Remember, those who keep learning will keep rising in the life. Bye bye. Meet you again soon.